का सूता ते गुगरी वो बाजोट सीताराम वो गुगरिए हे बाजोट कोई सूता रे सपना में रे माया वो किस थमे काले उजाला वो सूता ते गुगरिए जदी वो बाजोट अबे सूता रे सपना में वो रे माया के सरकाले
Mulsing carries a precious cargo across the hot sands of the Thar Desert, camel's milk. It's tasty, nutritious and therapeutic. It boosts the immune system, helps treat tuberculosis and cures allergies and lowers blood sugar. You can drink it safely even if you're lactose intolerant. Mulsing's entirely ready to supply far larger quantities than he currently does. The problem is infrastructure.
हमें दूध कोई कदर ही कोन हमें दूध सही मनु माना भाव तो पिया नहीं तो ठांसा में रेड़े छड़ा डोइन की करा के ऊँट ना पाऊं लाल ढोले छड़ा हमें आज डेयरी खुले पी तो डेयरी खुले तो माना आज कमाई दंदरी कम से कम 1500 रुपया कमाई रही आवे एक दंदरी तो माना उही लारे परिवार पूरो सनी लारा एक जरूरत को सारा परिवार बह गया और जो 100 रुपया नहीं मिले तो उल्टा परिवार कड़े कर सके भाई ये खाओ की दान थे की लारे धक्का खाओ तान भूखा मरो तान माना मारो थे मरो था
Mulsing's vision of the dairy infrastructure and employment opportunities is one that will sustain an entire ecosystem while providing well for the people in it. A chilling and processing facility for camel milk is the need of the hour. Only then can the herders reap the benefits from breeding camels for sustaining their livelihoods. As a source of milk, a means of transport, and a support to labour and employment, the destiny of camels is closely linked to that of the pastoral communities looking after them.
कैमल तो अब राजस्थान में तो हमारा एक कल्चर है कल्चर के साथ में अगर कैमल ही नहीं है तो हमारा कल्चर भी ख़त्म है एक्ट 1958 और समथिंग उस एक्ट में जो है सिर्फ गाय भैंस बकरी और भेड़ ये 4 जानवरों का दूध सम्मिलित किया गया था कि इस दूध को जो है कैमल मिल्क को जो है इसमें शामिल नहीं किया गया था क्योंकि नॉट यूजफुल क्योंकि बिकॉज पीपल दे लाइक राइका कम्युनिटी और कैमल हर्डर्स ब्रीडर्स दे यूज़ हिमसेल्फ नॉट इन मार्केटिंग और तो उसके कारण ज़्यादा पॉपुलर नहीं था तो गवर्नमेंट ने ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया.
If the Raikas or camel breeders of Rajasthan have basic storage and marketing infrastructure, they can provide a far larger supply of valuable goods and services while continuing to ensure the survival of their surroundings. The other vision is one of rampaging modernity, where he and his ilk will continue to be ignored and forced to abandon their rural moorings and seek employment in cities and join the urban disrooted residing in slums and on pavements. This is a vision that will definitely come true if we fail to support them. Tractors, motorcycles, Cars and trucks are increasingly replacing camels for many tasks. The expansion of irrigated farming and the closure of forests are constricting their grazing and migration. Many herders have had to sell their animals, often at low prices. At times, the camel herders have even been compelled to go against their tenets and allow them to be slaughtered. One way or another, within a space of 25 years, half the camel population has been wiped out. That's more than 500,000 camels. The Lokhit Pashu Palak Sansthan, or LPPS, is trying to help the camel breeders market the milk and has established an expanding circle of customers, especially people suffering from diabetes. These efforts have had significant results. The herders' income is being improved with better sale of their products. LPPS launched an informal experiment by regularly supplying fresh camel milk to more than 30 diabetes patients in Jaisalmer to study its impact on their health. The findings clearly show that the patients have been able to reduce the intake of other medicines. LPPS has also developed Desert Dessert, ice cream made from camel milk, which immediately made international headlines and for which there is a strong demand, especially from tourists. While the demand for this has exceeded all expectations, its production, ironically, remains limited to the scale of cottage industry at best.
जो हरमत सिंह जी ने जो ये आइसक्रीम वाला प्लान जो फिर नया बनाया, तब लोगों की भावना वो हुई कि भाई कि आज अपने ऊँटों का दूध का आइसक्रीम बन रहा है और ऊँट आज 20 रुपये लीटर दूध जा रहा है, तो फिर अपने ऊँट बेचने से क्या फ़ायदा, और बेचता है तो वो कोई पैसों की कमी से बेचता है। किसी के पास में पैसे है, उनकी उम्मीद हो रही है कि हम भी ये दूध डेयरी में देंगे, इनके हमारे पैसे ज़्यादा आएगा। वैसे लोकल दूध बेचते हैं 10-12 रुपये लीटर और डेयरी वाले 20 रुपये दे रहे हैं, तो अपन भी 1-2 जानवर खरीदें तो अपना गुजारा अच्छी तरह चले।
The breeders, initially hesitant about the LPPS's ideas, have become very enthusiastic as they see the results. Camels are being valued again. The price of female camels has gone up by more than 300%, and people have been coming from far and wide to buy the animals, often transporting them to distant locations. But much more needs to be done to expand these positive developments. Kilometers south of Jaisalmer, the Banni grasslands spread across a land that is flooded seasonally by the monsoon rains and the many small rivers that drain into the area. The grasslands support a variety of pastoral communities, collectively known as Maldharis. They herd camels, The Bunny buffalo is an amazing animal that produces even more milk with a higher fat content than the famous Murrah buffalo. Much of the milk supplied in India's business capital Mumbai comes from Bunny buffaloes, with breeders sending many of their animals to urban dairies after the 4th year, retaining the female offspring. The breed has been confused with the Murrah by animal scientists because it shares some similarities in the horn form. But the breeders themselves know their animals are distinct.
हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि लेकिन नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन माना इसके अंदर कोई फॉल्ट नहीं होना चाहिए, उसको हम असल बोलते हैं। तो असल भैंस में निशानी बहुत जात की होती है, जैसे उसका जो चमड़ी है वो पतला रहता है, दूम पतली रहती है और थोड़ी छोटी रहती है। और दूसरी बात ये है कि इसके अंदर गोल सींग रहता है और आगे से पतली पीछे से चौड़ी और खुली भैंस ऐसे रहती है और ठंडे दिमाग की रहती है एकदम। वो जैसे मारना के ऐसा कुछ वो उसके अंदर वो नस्ल में होता ही नहीं है कि अपने दोने के टाइम में इसका बच्चा होए न होए तो भी उसका जो मालिक है दोने बैठ जावे तो वो दूध आराम से दे दे। इसका ये नस्ल इसके हिसाब से हम उसको जानते हैं। बन्नी की जानवर के लिए जो आज़ादी है ये दुनिया में कहीं भी नहीं है। अब ये 3 बजे चली जाएगी अपनी मर्ज़ी से, कोई आदमी साथ में नहीं होएगा और फजर में 5 बजे अपने आप वापस घर आ जाएगी। दूध निकाल लिया फिर रवाना कर दिया, चली गई, फिर 12-1 बजे वापस घर पे आ जाएगी, जैसे अभी आपके सामने निकली और सीधी घर पे चली गई।
Sehjeevan, a local NGO, has been working towards getting the breed recognized and setting up a breeders association. The National Dairy Development Board has agreed to supply bulk coolers to store milk collected from distant villages.
દૂધ ભરવા જાય છે, અહીંથી સીસી ભરે છે, પછી અમારે પાસબુકમાં લખી દે છે, અહીંથી ફાચરિયા સીસી મોકલાવે, અહીંયાથી વળી ફેટ કાઢીને અહીંયા પકડાવે, તો એ અમારે ચોપડીમાં લખી દે એટલે અમને ખબર પડે કે આટલા ફેટ આવે, એટલે બીજે દિવસે કદાચ એક દિવસ વધારે આવે, એક દિવસ ઓછા આવે, તો મને એવું લાગે કે આજ કેમ ફેટ ઓછા જે મળે છે એવી રીતે ના મળતા, ઉદાહરણીને એમ દૂધ દઈએ મહિને દી 1.5 મહિનો નીકળી જાય, અને આ 15 દિવસે અમને પૈસા એમ કે લઈએ મળી જાય છે.
Fairs and competitions are being held where the animals are judged for beauty and milk yield. All of this has had a definite impact. But development interventions interfering with the ecology of the area are threatening these nascent efforts. Dams have cut the rivers off and changed the ecology. And the introduction of an exotic foreign shrub, Prosopis juliflora, has led to a decline in the nutritious indigenous grass. Sehjeevan is working towards the restoring of this unique ecosystem, and only if the ecological balance is restored can the balance of the animal population, which has shifted with cattle declining and buffaloes increasing, be restored. The Kuruba pastoralists herd the sheep of the Deccan Plateau, and their coexistence on the hill slopes is likewise endangered by the march of time. The decline in wool prices has made shearing more expensive. To reduce overheads, the Kuruba have started crossbreeding their sheep with the red Nellore hair sheep that do not need to be shorn. This has reduced the animal's resistance to disease and threatens the pure Deccani sheep with extinction. The coarse black wool of these sheep had ritual uses for the local communities and was also used to make blankets. For decades, the army used to purchase these blankets in large quantities. But today, synthetic fibers are causing the wool market worldwide to shrink. The army's purchases have stopped and the Kuruba's income declined, and the upkeep of the animals has become expensive.
We had this tremendous pressure from the shepherds saying that our wool is not selling and there's a slump in the market, because when the government decided not to buy the blankets for the police departments and military departments, the cooperatives which are buying this coarse wool, producing these blankets, they stopped buying the wool. That's how there was a slump and glut in the market. We started using these wools, spinning with on the hand and on the medullary charka. And then we tried to work on products like bags and accessories. We thought that is a market which was not tapped, and it was easy for women also to make them, which does not require much of capital and technology and things like that. So that's how we made a range of products out of this coarse wool.
Gopi Krishna works with the NGO Shramik. He's successfully been sourcing markets in Japan for Deccani wool products. The venture is working well and shows potential for expansion.
We are trying to work basically in find large industrial uses for this kind of wool, and of which 3 we have identified. One is use it as an insulation material in housings, which becomes very important considering the increase in petrol and cost of what is called all your petro products. So insulation is one area. The other is using this wool, since it has a lot of protein and a lot of carbon, to use it as a for producing bioenergy, and maybe whatever is left over, use that as a nutrient for the fields. The third area we are talking in terms of is protein. How if we could extract good quality protein from this wool, so that would I mean all 3 together would consume a large amount of this wool, which will help in preserving this breed and maybe wool in general, because this whole philosophy can be applied to maybe areas in Rajasthan also, because again they are having a similar kind of problem.
There are innumerable examples from all over the world like these from India. In South Africa too, the skins of the Nguni cattle breed are being used to make fancy upholstery. Karoo lamb, raised on the succulent plants of South Africa's Karoo desert, are becoming a delicacy in specialty restaurants. Niche marketing of the products of indigenous breeds also takes the trade out of the clutches of the powerful supermarket chains that control prices and marginalize the producers.
The supermarkets control the dairy industry here, and they control the dairy industry in other parts of the world, and I'm sure supermarkets control what foods people eat as well. I mean, you know, this is the scourge of our modern society. One of them is supermarkets, and we're all reliant on industrialized cows and industrialized sheep and industrialized farming.
Everywhere, people are waking up to the need to conserve livestock diversity and sustain the pastoral ecosystem. A global plan of action for animal genetic resources was adopted by 109 signatories at an international conference at Interlaken in Switzerland. The great potential for innovative products signals even to poorer economies that this initiative is an opportunity rather than an expenditure of resources. Local breeds, cared for by their traditional human partners, have advantages in every way over modern imports and processes. Their loss would be the beginning of our own end.
Bang